Alright, let's see if we can get this to work today. Hopefully we can get this to work. Okay, it looks like I'm live, so that's good. I'm just gonna take a minute to post about it and let anybody who might be interested know that I am streaming. So, let's do that. Today is Saturday, so it's, you know, in the middle of the weekend, which is good. I hope that you are all having a nice weekend. You get to do some painting, maybe? Or just play a game? I don't know. Whatever you've gotten up to. Oh, wow, there's a lot of you. Okay, cool. Hello, immediately. Hi, 80. Hi, Glenny. Hi, GMJ. Hi, Mundane Twig. Hi, Josh. Josh first still. Got the crown this time. Dang, okay. Hello, all of you. It's good to see you all. I'm impressed. You are all here immediately. You just finished up your Necromunda gang. Oh, cool. I actually don't know what I want to paint tonight. I have a few options. I could work on Tau. Obviously, those are still an option. But then I have these little fish guys. These are some 3D printed miniatures from a company called Mosschester Market. They're these little, like, fish folk guys that I have that are pretty cute. I just got them primed today because I bought primer. This one feels particularly like me. He's all wrapped up in a little blanket, so I love him especially. And then they've got like a crab enemy who actually looks like a friend or a crispy fried ravioli. But, you know, we've got them. I have projects that I'm not sure if I want to save or work on, like Halloween-wise. And then I have the Tau. Like, we could paint a corn demon if we wanted to, randomly. We've got some Blood Bowl things. Oh, and I have minis from Townsfolk Tussle, that I was thinking of painting today. I just have a bunch of random Townsfolk Tussle minis that I am supposed to be getting to at some point. That would be good to finish up painting. Because, you know, I want to play this game more. But I haven't really decided what I want to work on. I just have a lot of options and no clear direction of what I want to do. It's not going to be Nurgle. Did I get the wash for the Tau? Yes, I managed to get all the wash on the Tau, so they're all good. Yes, Glenny, you can absolutely call the shop in your town Fivers. I just request that you have some sort of, like, goblin or bugbear or, like a, what other shit do I like in D&D? You gotta have something weird running it, okay? You can't just have a human running it, and then I'm good with it. You can also use me as an NPC. I will license my likeness to you for that. The likeness that you'll get, however, is my little stream avatar. Yeah, I could clean up the Tau. We could do that. If we want to do more Tau, we can definitely get to Tau. Pseudo dragon in a big hat. It's gonna be run by a clownfish goblin? Send me an image of that. I want to see, but also yes. No, you cannot name a Nurgle mini after me, Josh. Sorry. I will not approve of that. Okay. I can make a poll. Let's see. I can do this. We'll leave this up to democracy, which is always a terrible idea. What do I paint tonight? Tau, fish guys, Malifaux, or townsfolk tussle. And I can grab my Malifaux mini. But there we go. I put a poll in here. I'll wait for a little bit. We'll let some people join. Don't end in a tie, okay? You gotta actually vote and be, you know. Oh, somebody voted for fish guys. Okay, cool. I'm watching this. Oh, wow. We've got 5 votes, and it's 100% fish. You like the fish guys. Okay, cool. That's solid. That's 5 votes for fish guys. I'm not even gonna try and wait longer. That works. Alright, fish guys it is. Y'all like the fish guys? Alright. We're gonna paint some fish guys. I don't know if I'm gonna go, like, candy fish for them. I could. Like, we've already gone with a Swedish fish color scheme before, so I know how to do that. But I do have all my lovely golden so flat paints, so maybe we'll start with those and see where we end up. I don't know. Swim blub blub. You are fish. Excellent. Everybody's just very interested in fish. I can rock with some fish. Let's see. I think we'll start with this guy. He's an archer, and he seems like a good starting place for us, so we'll do him first. He looks pretty smart, pretty put together. I just have to decide if I'm doing candy fish or if these are going to be regular fish. Like I said, I could totally see this crab guy as like a toasted ravioli, which, you know, lends itself to what other Italian foods we could paint these fish as. Like, I don't really think garlic bread's going to translate as a color scheme, but gosh darn if it ain't one of my favorite things. Fish are epic. I mean, that's fair. Gummy shark colors is suggested. Clownfish goblins. I don't know what you mean by clownfish goblin. Like, I've never seen a clownfish style goblin before. I have drawn a sea goblin. I have a character who is like a sea goblin. I don't know if that's actually a thing or if that's something that I invented. But I do have that. We need to start painting somewhere. I think, yeah, we'll start with this one. He just looks the most interesting to paint. But yeah, I'm not sure what colors to go with. What candy theme. Someone said gummy shark as the colors, which I know is like blue and white. Which we could definitely do. I don't know, he doesn't have, like, gummy shark vibes to me. They all just kind of look like little kids playing dress-up and pretending to go on adventures, these miniatures. Which is really cute. I actually like the vibe of them a lot. We gotta go candy on these. They're too fun to not make into candies of one form or another. That's just what candy we're gonna do and where. Maybe we could do a mint chocolate chip fish. I'd be down with that. We could do, we could actually do, like, a Neapolitan one. So we'll paint one chocolate, one vanilla, and one strawberry. And then this guy can be, like, the cherry on top or some kind of other candy enemy. Yeah, so I'm getting, like... This one could be the vanilla one. I think this one will be the chocolate one. And I know how to do chocolate. I just need to find the right colors. Got a solid recipe for that. So that's what we'll do. Yeah, we're going to do ice cream one. I don't know about Mario that much. I'll be honest with you. Say paint them like Mario. I don't know those fish offhand. We're gonna start with our chocolate base coat for this guy. I've been experimenting with a painting style where I don't use washes and I just try and like highlight over top of what the original color is, which I think is a little bit more of an advanced thing, like, you know, that people say you can do when you really understand light and shit like that. And even as someone who's worked in artistic media for years, I wouldn't say that my understanding of light is great. But it definitely feels like a way to improve. So we could try that. I've been really excited to paint these guys. Um, the person who sculpts them, he does them in like individual batches and he doesn't sell the files or anything. So he kind of just takes pre-orders for them and then prints as needed and then you get kind of what you get, which kills me a little bit inside because I would love to just be able to print a whole city full of fish people or have a friend with a 3D printer do that for me. But I think it's really interesting in a world where a lot of people are trying to sell as much of a product as possible, that this has stayed really like special order boutique kind of miniature, um, which I can honestly really respect. I think it's pretty neat. I'll grab a link to this guy's shop once I'm done putting in the chocolate base coat. And then, if you guys are interested in his products, I recommend following him on the social medias and stuff to see when he has a sale again because his fish are super cool. Hi, Anno. I don't have to scold you for being up too late yet. You're up at a reasonable time. You're okay. You can watch this one. I won't yell at you, I promise. Well, I temporarily promise for a while until it gets to be too late, and then I'll scold you to go to bed again. Yeah, no STLs. He doesn't sell the STLs for him as far as I'm aware. I'm trying to adjust the lighting a bit. Doop. Hi, Riley. Your cat won't leave you alone? Yeah, that's my life. Let me see. I should be able to find him. Yeah, here he is. Ooh, and these miniatures are still currently for sale. So if you're interested, you can get some. There you go. That link should take you to where I bought these. I think I'm gonna do all of their like cloaks in kind of a vanilla way so I can paint up like some sprinkles or something on them. Or other little ice cream toppings. It'll just be a cute little Neapolitan crew. Or maybe I'll do it as like I'll do his hood as like the cone, I think. I can paint a waffle cone texture on there. Yeah, I'll do it as the waffle cone. I think that'll work out pretty good. Okay. So I'll do that last so that I can get all of their base tones in. So he's got chocolate. I think this one's gonna be strawberry. Look at me painting with the same colors again. G5s, you really like to paint with brown, pink, and white, don't you? Yep, sure do. I sure do. Hopefully I can make this one look strawberry and not just like salmon. That's the hope. I don't know a lot about like fish in the wild, like actual fish that would live in a river or an ocean. I'm not much of a fisher person myself. Everworld says that a garlic bread color scheme would be easy. Okay, maybe I'll have to try it sometime. I just don't know that anybody would look at it and immediately be like, ah, that's garlic bread that I'm looking at, which is the hard part of this hobby, because so many of my favorite foods in this world are just brown in some way. And it can be really hard to communicate that, no, that's not just like battle damage or dirt, it's made out of chocolate. I can't say that I always translate things the way that I hope that they would come out like 100%. There's definitely a lot of just like, oh, that's a non-standard color scheme. Which, I mean, fair. Can't really fault anyone for that. But I do try. I make an effort. I'm gonna try a different brush. This one's not doing what I want. Give it some charge black. Yeah? Okay, I'll do a bread something or other at some point. I'll do a garlic bread color scheme. It's just not now. We've made a different decision for these guys. We're doing Neapolitan fish. We'll paint something else in the future to look like garlic bread. Oh, you know what? I should get some little whipped cream tufts maybe for the tops of their heads. We'll see how that looks as well. Because that could be really cute. They also have like 2 layers of cloaks, so potentially I could do one to look like whipped cream and another to look like an ice cream cone, but I don't think that's the way I'm gonna go with it. I do like having the options, though. It's good to have options. So many things are brown. Yes, it's true. I do love garlic bread. It's one of my favorite foods in this world. Easily a top 10 food. Like that bit from Scott Pilgrim where they're like, bread makes you fat, I could eat garlic bread forever. That whole exchange, like, yes, I could eat garlic bread forever, and I don't care if it would make me fat or not. I love garlic bread. This is gonna be the vanilla fish. He's like the angriest one. I bet people are calling him basic all the time and he wants to prove them wrong. He's a completely valid flavor. Complex and delicious. But everybody's like, yeah, who wants to go to an ice cream shop and just get vanilla? So he's angry. He's got a sword. He's gonna beat people up for saying that he's basic. He just looks like he has some unresolved anger issues. Like his teeth make him look angry. He's holding a sword, which makes him look angry. I think he's got some feelings he's got big feelings that he needs to express. Maybe he doesn't know how. So many lovely little sculpted details in the clothes as well. Like they have little tears and little weathering in them. This is something that's honestly like just the right amount of detail for me, where I'm like, this is not overly detailed, but it's got little bracelets and little things like that where I'm just like, yeah, I can do something with that. Of course, now I've limited myself to the realm of candy, so I'll have to make everything work within that context, which can be difficult sometimes. Oh, he's got like a big fancy bracelet on this arm, too. Oh, I think it's like one of those little shield things that people wear on their arms. I don't know what that's called. I am in a prison made of candy canes. That is correct. You'd have to order 2 of the world's longest garlic breads. That's fair. I usually have emergency rations of frozen garlic bread, but I haven't gone grocery shopping this week, so I think I'm out actually, which is a problem that I will solve later. I think he's wearing like another bracelet there. Yeah. He's got a lot of stuff on this particular arm. He's dressed to, you know, go out and defend himself against some sort of terrible enemy. Which I guess in this case is that crab. And he's wearing little pants, so maybe he's wearing little boots? Oh yeah, he does have little boots on. Okay, so I'll have to paint those a different color. He's wearing boots. Alright. Yeah, so we've got chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry. They're very cute. I like them. And maybe we'll do a mint chocolate chip crab. Because I like mint chocolate chip. And I probably have Gauss Blaster Green sitting around here somewhere, which is like the perfect mint chocolate chip color. He also has a sword, which is fun. Let me see if I can find that shade. Yep. How do you cook frozen garlic bread? You just chuck it in the oven. Let it sit there for like, I don't know, 10 minutes. It crisps up, and then you're fine. Mint chocolate chip is the coldest ice cream. You're saying strawberry is definitely an LA girl? Why do you say that? Just curious. Not that I think that you're wrong or... Oh, this is one of my favorite paint. Look at that color. This is such a good... All paint really should consider being this color. It's fantastic. That is the color of mint chocolate chip ice cream. Undoubtedly. Without a doubt. I love it so much. I think I'll do his eyes as two, like, chocolate, circles or something. Or maybe M&M's. Yes. I'll do M&M's because I can reference. Y'all... Okay, so I don't know if anybody here is familiar with Friendly's, the restaurant, which I'm pretty sure is closed for forever now. But they used to have this sundae that you could get, and I'm getting an image of it. It was like my favorite thing in this world. But my dad hated the restaurant, so we almost never went. He hated it because he said it like took forever or something like that. But I'm putting an image in here that I just downloaded. Let's see. Yes. Okay. This is what we're working with here. You see, we got the mint chocolate chip ice cream, the little M&M eyes, and the Reese's peanut butter cup ears. That's what we're gonna go with. So we can give him red eyes, and we can make his shell chocolate. It is a goblin sundae, yes, very much so. But that's definitely some of the inspiration that we can pull from for him. I'm glad you guys said fish guys. This makes me really happy, honestly. Gloomspite Sundays? That would be really cute. Maybe I should just, for April Fool's Day or something next year, like, instead of making sugar candy miniatures, I'll just make, like, a how to make Warhammer, but ice cream, like, actual sundae recipes, and it'll all be just cute shit like that. This crab is going to end up being my favorite one just because I'm biased towards mint chocolate chip ice cream. I'm not going to lie to you guys. It does feel nice to be painting something that isn't a Tau, and that's a miniature that I've been wanting to paint for forever. I'm going to actually ping... I've talked to the artist for this on Instagram once or twice and let him know that I'm a big fan. I'm gonna tell him that I'm painting up some of his minis. Doo, doo, doo. Hello, Chris. Thank you, yeah. I posted a link earlier. Maybe I'll put one. I should put one in the description. I'll post a link to the Etsy shop where you can get one if you want. These are just by, like, as far as I know, an independent creator and sculptor. And I really, really enjoy this set of fish guys. And we're painting them to be like, the fish heroes are gonna be Neapolitan themed, and then the crab himself is gonna be mint chocolate chip. That's what we're going with here. He has all this wonderful, like, craggly texture to his crab skin. I don't know what you call that part of the crab. Not the shell. It's definitely not called crab skin, but whatever you would actually call that, the shell probably is the right part. Anyway, that's a great texture. That's gonna be really fun to paint mint chocolate chip, like, dots all over. Let's not make this a thing. Carapace? Yeah. The crunch, right? That's good, Riley. Are you making up backstories for all of my fish characters? So you said that the strawberry one was from LA for some reason. And now you're saying that, oh, the strawberry one thinks everyone likes them and that they're special. And then vanilla is depressed. Chocolate is a cool guy that speaks like Morgan Freeman. Mint chocolate chip is quiet but really wholesome. I know, right? I'm always like, dang, there's so many cool sculptors out there. I recommend this one, though, in only the fact that I actually did purchase these miniatures, so, I mean, I like them enough to buy them. I don't have any, like, plans to do a fish person D&D campaign or anything like that. I wish I did have a place to use them, because they're so tiny and cute. But they'll just be little guys. Sometimes it's fun to just paint something, and not have a strong idea of where it's gonna come into use, but to just paint it because, frankly, it looks awesome. And you don't need any more reason than that to paint stuff sometimes. I'm sure when the sculptor sculpted these, they didn't picture anybody painting them to look like candy. But then again, I think I can say that about just about every miniature that I've ever painted on this channel. Nobody had this as their plan when they were initially doing these. I think he'll need a second coat of this color, but I'm gonna let the first coat dry for a little bit. Oh, I missed a few spots in here, but yeah. Can start painting the cloaks on the other guys while this dries. It's gonna look so cute when he's done. Okay, Bane probably, that works. Hi, Topher. Is this all going on the Fiverr Cinematic Universe wiki? There's not a wiki. At least as far as I know. If someone's made me a Wikipedia entry, you're legally obligated to tell me. Aw, man! That is sad. I love Gloomspite Gitz models. They're really cute. Honestly, one of my favorite designs for, like, a faction or something like that. I just think they're really interesting. I don't think they're particularly good in the... Oh, shit. I knocked that over. I don't think that they're particularly good in, like, the meta of Warhammer right now, but, you know, if you chase the meta, you're never gonna get a finished army. Ooh, you were gonna do a Squig army, but then Votann got announced? That's fair. I think a lot of people are really excited for the Space Dwarves. I'm gonna try painting this all the kind of waffle cone color and see how I like that. Hopefully I like it, because that would be really helpful to just be able to paint everything one color across all of them. But if I don't like it, that's fine, and I'll find another color that I do like. Not that painting waffle cone pattern isn't going to be an absolute pain. It always is, but it does always look good. It's the proverbial double-edged sword. You think the Votann should be dope to play? I know nothing about how they play. Like, yeah, I agree. They do have some cute vibes. I like their little like robo helper friends and stuff like that. I just don't actually like the dwarf models themselves. A lot of the Votann are indeed very friend-shaped. I agree. I hope someone paints them like the dwarves from Snow White. I think that would be really funny. I do kind of want to paint the robot guys with the big, like, weird dome heads to just kind of look like gumball machines. I think that would be a great color scheme for them. I don't know what color to paint this guy's pants. That's a decision. Yeah, I'm not deciding what color to paint his pants just yet. I'll figure that out. Because I'll have to eventually establish some kind of just filler color for all the stuff that I don't know what color to paint it. Probably will have to change some of this from tan as well, because I need to add a little bit of variety. Or maybe I don't. Maybe I can just stick with a basic color scheme, and that's fine. We'll see. I figure I'll probably do the weapons to look like they're made out of candy cane. That's usually what I kind of default to for weapons when it's not, it's usually either waffle cone or candy cane. Because the stripes make it recognizable. Did I find a mini to use for your opera ghost? Yes, I did. Because he did get a cool theater costume, I figure I can just use that Knight of Shrouds mini. I don't see any reason why I couldn't, and I've been wanting to paint that anyway. Did not find one in my search through independent sculptors, but frankly, I love that model. And I think it would actually look really good in like a theater mask kind of style for the mask part, and then the dramatic red velvet theater curtain. And I think at the time, for whatever reason, he'd gotten a little bit splattered with like ash and dust and soot during the campaign, so I could add a little bit of that on the cloak, and it might look really cool. I'm hoping though that I can like, I think he's holding a sword, and I might be able to replace it with an elaborate candelabra of one kind or another. Because I think that would be really fun. Why not make the weapons look like flakes? Flakes of what kind? Like, I'm so sorry. You're gonna have to define what kind of flakes you mean. Because it might be a great suggestion. I just, I don't quite know what you mean. Long, crumbly chocolate sticks that go in 99 flakes. This might be a UK thing. Flakes is a chocolate bar. Sorry. I am not familiar. I'll look it up. I'll Google it. I can look that up. Great. Shouldn't be too hard to paint either. Okay. I'll definitely take a look once I'm done laying in this base coat on the cloak. See what we're working with. I guess that's a fair point that I'm like really familiar with American candy, but as far as expanding outside of that, probably a little bit limited. I think his cloak actually looks really cute in this color. So I'm happy about that. I don't see any problem with it being like tan. The problem's gonna come when I have to paint the waffle cone pattern all over it, and I'm gonna bitch about that. For sure. You want to repaint your squigs as ice cream scoops? Yes, correct. I would love to see that. I think that's an adorable idea. It does mean repainting possibly a lot of squigs, though, so consider that carefully, I suppose. Oh, he's got another sword in there. He's got another little sword tucked away. I didn't notice that until I started painting it. Okay. I think that, for the most part, is the base coat on the cloak. So let me see what this 99 flake looks like. Said to check the Discord. I'm assuming you posted a photo of it in there. Let me see. Oh, okay. I like your drawing of the clownfish, your clownfish goblin as well. That's pretty cute. Oh, cool. Yeah, I do not think that that would translate well to a sword, because, especially with this one, it's basically just brown, with a slight texture on it. Gloom scoops! Oh my god. That's such a clever pun. Oh, I'm mad that I didn't think about that. That would have been so clever. The guy who sculpted these got back to me. I told him I was painting them on a stream, and he said he liked the theme. So, that's cool. Officially approved by the creator is painting these to look like little ice cream scoops. I feel validated now. Thank you. Everybody voted for me to paint your fish guys. That was... I had other miniatures from other manufacturers, but Fish Guys won the the community poll today. I'm gonna do a second layer of the mint before I forget to do that. That's pretty cool. Yeah, plus I don't actually know if I would even enjoy a 99 flake. And it, you know, for America, where I live, people wouldn't know what that was. So, that's probably not the best choice for me to go with, in terms of how to paint the blade. I'll likely do it as, like, candy cane, um, which is just, in general, a pretty nice contrast anyway, so I'm not too fussy about it. Luckily, I don't have, like, an army color scheme that I have to adhere to just paint little fish guys. You know, because they're just gonna be whatever. Random citizens, random encounter, that kind of stuff. Obviously, my ideal is to one day have an entire Sweets-themed D&D campaign and or town. And these, you know, you could definitely see these guys wandering through, getting their jobs on the little posting boards and stuff like that. So yeah, why not? Why not? Trying to hold the camera in, like, to have it posed in a good position where you can actually see what I'm painting, but often that's just casting a shadow from the light, and then I can't see what I'm painting, so that's fun to deal with right now. There is no Fiverr cinematic universe, Glenny. I'm so sorry to disappoint you. I don't plan on starring in any films anytime soon. I don't know if I would enjoy eating or painting them. A lot of the times I don't enjoy stuff if it has a weird texture, so I couldn't say. There should be a town where everyone is sweets and there's a witch who has cursed them as the baddie. That would be cool. That, that would be a fun little one shot. If we're making up a cinematic universe for things that have been said in the chat, there's so much shit that would exist, I'm a little bit terrified. Especially with Josh bringing up Nurgle as often as possible. I'm surprised with how well this waffle cone color looks. I shouldn't be. I know how this looks with pink and brown. It's not like I've not painted waffle cones 6 million times before. Still though, it's nice when things look good together. Flakes are also literally full of witchcraft. I mean, I just like everybody to just be like sentient gummy bears or little gingerbread men or things like that. I just think that would be fun. Like, yeah, sure, you have the stats of the human, but you're actually a sugar cookie. Like that, you know. But then again, as I've often found, there's often RPG systems out there that are already doing the things that I want them to do. Uh, when I'm like, I wish there was a D&D setting that was just this. There's probably already a game system out there that does it. I just don't know what it is. If any of you guys ever find whatever that is, tell me. Because I want to play it. We have a cat walking across the keyboard. Hopefully he didn't destroy anything. If he did, I apologize. You Googled Sugar Candy Miniatures Wiki and it came up with something called Hershey's Miniatures. Is that my origin story? No, I don't think so. I don't know that I want to tie myself to the Hershey company. Or any candy company. I just want to paint miniatures that look like candy. If everyone was sweets, would sugar be blood or gelatin? I picture, you know what a Kool-Aid jammer is, Mundane Twig? You ever have one of those? I think that it would be something like a Kool-Aid jammer. Fun fact, I've been to Hershey Park in Hershey, Pennsylvania, and like the town, the street lights look like Hershey Kisses. And frankly, I'm appalled that that is not universal in America. Because that would make my life so much cuter and more interesting, you know? They're basically like, they're they're the Kool-Aid version of a Capri Sun. That's really all they are, but it's very sugary liquid, so I feel like that would be a good sugar blood. So they also like sell candy blood that you can drink out of like fake IV bags around Halloween time. I remember when everybody was in their twilight phase in middle school. Um, Everybody was getting those. That was very fun. I think I might give him chocolate boots. We'll see. He's looking pretty cute, though. No one can deny. He's got a unique appeal, despite being so grouchy. This is gonna be the easiest one to paint, because it's just cloth. They got a little bow on the back, but yeah. Not a very complicated miniature, however, still super cute. I think I'll probably mix up like a dark chocolate color to do a lot of the mint green details with. And a few of the like accessories can be that kind of darker chocolate color. Sculptors definitely separated it so that you can paint them different colors if you want. I'm just merging them together because I think it'll work better with the overall ice cream theme. But it's nice that I have options. Yes, very, very rounded shapes. Very friend-shaped, I agree. It would be cool if we could get them all finished by the end of the stream, but I don't know if that'll be possible. We'll try, though. Probably won't be able to do the basing, but maybe we can get the miniatures finished. Base coats for sure we can get done. Sorbets are... You're just making up lore. Your Nana calls raspberry or strawberry ice cream sauce monkey blood? Oh dear. The ice lollies should be another faction too. Is that like a popsicle? I don't think there are too many different factions that have been sculpted by this guy. They're mainly just fish folk. So I'd probably keep them all to like a ice cream palette. If I got more, I'd just paint other strawberry or other chocolate ones, because I kind of think it would be fun to have a whole village of little Neapolitan fish. I'm just trying. Like an ice lolly sounds like it would be a popsicle. I'm assuming that it's the same thing, but I don't know for sure. I'm not well versed in the UK terms for sweets. Flavored ice in a beam shape? Yeah, that sounds about like a popsicle. Oh, he's got a little sword. Okay, cool. I thought that was a bow, but it's actually a sword. I think I probably want to do another coat on his cloak. We'll see. Gonna mix up a darker chocolate color, I think. Let's see. Got a black. Apparently we're not gonna get much black out of that. That's fine, hopefully. Hopefully I'll just add the right amount of brown paint on the first try. I probably won't, but we'll see what we get. No, that's still too dark. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. Nice dark chocolate. Awesome. What are you doing? The two of you are just like, sounding off about your fake candy worlds over there. I don't know what's going on. It's gotten out of hand. A Coke float is just like a root beer float, except made with Coke. So it's like Coke with a scoop of vanilla ice cream in it. Yeah, that looks pretty good as a chocolate shell. And then I'll probably do like the claws, like the ends of them, chocolate as well, before going in with a smaller brush to get all the detailed spots. Chocolate eyes? No, the eyes are going to be red, like the sundae in the picture. Hi, Destro. How's it going? Realm of the Lich King in the chat. Today we are painting these little fish creatures. We're doing ice cream themed fish guys. We got a chocolate one. And then we've got a vanilla one. Strawberry one. And their mint chocolate chip crab enemy. So right now I am getting my detail brush to paint some chocolate, some like mint chocolate chip spots on this crab. And I'm gonna raise the camera up and then everything's gonna get out of focus because I need to be able to see what I'm doing. So there's gonna be a lot of little dots to bring out all this texture that the sculptor put in, probably thinking, hey, that looks like a crab. Not, hey, that looks like mint chocolate chip ice cream. But the heart sees what it sees. Might actually be served by using a bigger brush. This one's kind of not doing what I want it to do, so we might not use that one for this purpose. It is going to kind of bother me that the eyes aren't painted in, not going to lie to you, so I might do that first. I have my new Golden So Flat red paint that I can try out to put the red in there. Shake that up. Ooh, okay, fair. Couple hours before you have to go into work. Yeah, those are always the days where you're like, should I really start a project if I'm just gonna have to go to work in a couple of hours? But then if I don't, it's like I didn't get anything done today. Hi, Quincy. Quensil? I'm not sure how to pronounce your name. I'm so sorry. Oh, dude, that is a vibrant red. I always forget how freaking bright these are. That's gorgeous. I made sure to get the one without cadmium in it, so theoretically this paint should not give me cancer. I think the red eyes look good on him. They make him look slightly threatening. And since he's supposed to be the bad guy, that's good. I have a couple areas that I missed the mint on, though, that I'm gonna go back on. He looks very Scooby-Doo villain right now, which honestly is a whole mood. I'm not mad about it. It's to be fair, it's kind of a Scooby-Doo palette. Ooh, you have a secret project? I'm very excited about whatever that might be. I won't ask you too many details about it, though, because it's secret, so gotta hide whatever it is from the public. Add red pigment to have more red per red. Yeah, some of you are on the Sugar Candy Miniatures Discord, but you have different, like, YouTube names than Discord names, and you can't blame me for not remembering who you are, because, if it's not consistent, it's a little hard for me to remember who's who. I do my best. Sometimes if you have the same icon, that's enough for me to be like, ah, yes, I know you. But often I'm just like, what's going on here? It seems like the dark brown that I mixed up is drying really quickly, which isn't ideal for trying to paint a bunch of details with this color. It does, however, look amazing against the mint. I'm very happy with this. So, let's see if I can't. You're from good old Goobertown. Oh, welcome. Brian Trout, how appropriate that I'm painting fish guys, and you're here in the chat. My day's going pretty good. How are you? Even without the cadmium in the paint, I think I'm going to try and refrain from licking the brush too much because it's been in the water with other Golden So Flat paint stuff, and some of it can be toxic. I'm not too worried about it, but we're going to err on the side of caution as much as possible and try not to lick the brush. That'd be the way to go. Just, how'd you get cancer? Well, I didn't smoke at all. I did eat, like, a shit ton of paint accidentally while painting a crab to look like it was made out of mint chocolate chip ice cream. Doctor would be like, what? And then I'd have to explain the whole premise of this channel. Yeah, Goobertown Hobbies is pretty sweet. It's a good channel. I imagine that most people who watch this channel are already subscribed to Brent's channel, but if you're not, you should subscribe to that one as well. He's a wonderful, positive voice in this miniature painting hobby of ours. He also doesn't swear half as much as I do, so, that's a channel that your kids can safely watch. One person told me that they were a parent and that they let their children watch my streams or channel at one point, and I was like, I should swear less. And then I just didn't I didn't stop swearing even when I was aware that there was a child watching my channel. So yeah, I cannot be held responsible for the words that I say, apparently. Yeah, a lot of people found out about my channel through the Goobertown collab, and I'm happy about that. I mean, I organized that collab with the hopes that a lot of people would see it, and a good amount did. It's definitely been one of my most popular videos, but I mean, that's not surprising because I was able to get a lot of lovely YouTubers to participate, for which, of course, I'm very grateful. It's probably one of the things that I'm most proud of that I've ever made in my life is bringing that together. And then there's a couple people out there who even painted up some clown gobos after the fact, and so now there are even more clown goblins out in the world than the ones that I know about, which is great. I'm really happy that that video exists and that this weird little army exists, so couldn't be more pleased about it, if I'm honest with you. There's one claim to fame, one thing that people will know me for. It's, you did the clown thing, and I'll be like, yep, that was me. The podcast episode is definitely not safe for children. That's correct. I was on a podcast. Destro and Jeremy the Ghost Bear have a podcast called Grognard's Yell at Cloud, and I was on episode 5 of it. And I got asked the most cursed question that I've been ever asked in my life. Yeah, it's definitely not safe for your kids, but if you want a good laugh, good time, some good antics, it's a great podcast for that. If you want actual painting information, listen to a different podcast, because I don't know that I gave a single useful tip or said anything of merit the entire time that I was there, but I did have a blast. I would go back again if asked. But I think they're going to try and get some other cooler guest stars than me on the show at some point. It's a good episode, though. Ooh, Brian, some good questions. What does my miniature collection look like, and how long have I been doing it? I've been painting miniatures for, let's see, I think 2 or 3 years now. I started in 2019? No, I started in either late 2019 or early 2020, like just before the pandemic times. And I've pretty much been painting nonstop since then, because it helps with my anxiety so much. So, somewhere in the neighborhood of 2 to 3 years is how long I've been painting miniatures for. My collection, it's largely Games Workshop miniatures. I have a lot of 40k orcs. I have some Adeptus Mechanicus. I have some. I have a Tau army that I'm working on. I have for Age of Sigmar some Soulblight Gravelords, some Cruel Boys. I've got some Gloomspite Gits from this clown collab that I was talking about. I've got some Blood Bowl teams. I've got Necromantic Horrors, and I've got the Lizard Men. And I've got some Black Orcs for Blood Bowl. Got a lot of Games Workshop miniatures. I have the entire Cursed City box set painted up. I've got geez, what else do I have? Because I know I got more than that. Aside from Games Workshop games, I'm working on painting up the Bloodborne board game and the Townsfolk Tussle board game. I have some Malifaux minis that I'm working on painting up. And I have just like assorted D&D miniatures. But I'd say I have over 400 painted miniatures at this point. Easily over 400. I paint most of them in candy color schemes because that's just kind of what I like to do. And what I feel that I'm good at. They should call it 3/5. Have I ever used model paint as nail polish? Please do not make a counter for every time that I swear on this stream because it'll be out of hand. This is our little mint guy so far. I really like how he looks. I think I might do a reverse and make little mint spikes on his chocolate shell just to see how that would look. Do you guys think that would be a good idea? I kind of want to see how it would look. But I think he looks good so far. I kind of just want to finish him up, and then I'll move on to the other ones, but that means I'm just not going to do anything on the other ones, so. Let's see if I can get... I think I need to just mix up more of that chocolate color that I had, so that I can add that to other miniatures. Yeah, it is a pretty big collection. Would you like to see some of it? I can actually, if we don't mind taking a little tour here, taking a little break, I can show you some of the painted ones. So I've got the display cabinet right here. So these are all going to be largely Games Workshop miniatures. But, I've got, like, this troll guy that I painted up. There's a Zote behind him. There's some goblins back there. A random vampire. Then we've got, these are my Soulblight Gravelords army. So these are all like vampires and zombies, and there's some bats back there. I've got my Adeptus Mechanicus down here, which have this stupid checker color scheme that's impossible to paint, so I'm never going to get any more of them. Because it's time consuming and I don't want to do it. These are my 40k orcs. So there's some up there. And then all down here and throughout. This is the first Warhammer army that I started. So they've got this mint chocolate chip color scheme that you can see. This is a favorite of mine, but I've got like, I don't know, there's probably like 200 miniatures crammed in there. And then up top here, this is my 2,000 point Cruel Boys army that have kind of like a zebra striped gum theme to them. And then the big crow in the back, and there's like a troll guy back there. So that's just one of my display cases. But yeah, that's some of that's a select bit of the collection there. But that's a basic idea of some of the stuff that I've got going on. Oh, thank you, Brian. I'm glad you think so. I'm pretty proud of how stuff turns out in general. Overall, I'm pretty happy with how my armies look and how my display cabinet looks. I do have this bad habit of like only putting my GW miniatures in the display cabinet. Like for some reason they're special and then everything else has to live somewhere else, which just is dumb and not accurate at all. But yeah. Yeah. Oh, did I not bring my mic with you? I'm sorry. Yeah, that, that would have helped. I don't think about these things, Goober, but that's a good point. Because my mic's just sitting in a drawer, close enough to me to, yeah, that tracks. Okay. They are sorted into factions, yeah. I do actually occasionally play the games that these miniatures are for, so it helps to have them sorted into factions. I also have like 1,000 points of painted Nighthaunt that are just sitting in a cardboard box that I don't even have out on display because initially I only had the one display cabinet and there isn't enough room for them. But I should just put them in another display cabinet or try and sell them off, honestly. I don't know when I'm going to be playing Nighthaunt ever. But no one's gonna want Nighthaunt in the stupid-ass color scheme I picked, so I might as well keep them. What are the miniatures that I'm painting made of? These are mostly plastic. Most of them are like a polystyrene plastic, I think is like what hard plastic miniatures are made out of. But the ones I'm painting right now at this exact moment are actually, 3D printed resin figures, so they're resin. That's close enough. Is that too? No, that's gonna be fine. We're gonna call that the same color. And if I'm wrong, then I'm wrong, and that's fine. Yeah, I should do like some army showcase videos or something like that so people can see that I've actually, that I've got armies that I've painted. It's not just, endless Tau. I mean, it is endless Tau. I'll finish that army someday, but I like to look at that display cabinet and be like, ah, yes, I have actually finished, some projects, so it can happen again. Like, there are a lot of people who are just like, I buy a ton of miniatures, but I don't necessarily paint them. And I'm like, I both buy a lot of miniatures, but I also paint a lot of miniatures. So there's a balance there for sure. Having the eyes blank is kind of bothering me, so I'm gonna paint that in the chocolate color. I think that looks better. This brush is actually really good, but it's smaller than the detail brushes I'm used to using, so I have to remember that. To be more intentional with it. Oh yeah, paint will totally work on 3D printed resin. You just want to spray paint some primer on there first. There's tons of great videos out there about 3D printing. There's a channel run by a fellow called Danny. It's called 3D Printed Tabletop and has a lot of information about 3D printing for like tabletop miniatures. That'll probably help you out a good deal. I don't 3D print myself. I don't like hobbies that involve a lot of cleaning up. And with 3D printers, there's a good amount of cleanup involved. So that's just it's not the hobby for me. I like to paint the miniatures, but I don't necessarily want to spend a lot of time fiddling with a printer to print them, and then also cleaning up from the very toxic resin and chemicals and stuff like that. So I just buy 3D prints of the models that I want. Oh yeah, Rocky Road ice cream color scheme would be fun. Yeah, for paint primer, I mean, you can get like the stuff from any craft store or hardware store. I buy Army Painter primer. I probably don't need to. Like my local game store sells it. And it's specially made for miniatures, but I only bothered to buy that because I had a really bad priming experience for my first ever miniature that I primed, and it's kind of uh, made me wary of perfectly acceptable like hardware store primers that would work fine. But I just happened to buy the primer specifically for miniatures because one time I didn't, and it didn't go well, and maybe that's just a little bit of superstition on my part, but yeah. I would love to get over buying like $13 a bottle primer. That would be great to move past, but until that day comes, I'll be here buying my stupid expensive primer. I think he looks good so far. He's getting there. He's getting there. Should we give... I think we should give these colored eyes to most of them. I'm not sure if I'm going to give the strawberry one red eyes or not, but we'll see. Do I have Halford's where I am? No, I have not found Halford's primer. I know Guy from Midwinter Minis swears by it, but I think it might be a UK brand. Awesome, yeah, there's a lot of great miniature painting channels. If you ever need any recommendations, let me post a link to the Discord server that I have. You don't have to be a patron. You don't have to contribute money or anything like that to join it. You can just hop on there. But if you ever have any questions about painting or what channels or how-to videos or anything like that, there's a ton of people who will help you out on that Discord, including myself. And there's lots of people painting at a variety of skill levels. So if you need advice, plenty of people will be happy to help out. We have quite a few people who I know, like right off the bat, Krasmad Sai in my Discord has a lot of 3D printing experience, and there's some other people that I can point you towards as well who have some 3D printing experience that would be more than happy to give you a bit of advice. joining hobby discords is a lot of how I found community in the hobby. I was on the Goobertown Patreon Discord, and found a very encouraging, wonderful community that kind of led me towards growing the confidence to start my own channel, which I'd been wanting to do. So I highly recommend, even if it's not my hobby Discord, if you end up not liking that one, there's a lot of really great communities out there. And I recommend finding a hobby Discord that suits you, because having that online community can be really, really helpful. It's one of the things I value the most. I'm never gonna stop the monthly subscription to Goobertown's Patreon for the Discord, because I just really enjoy being in that server so much. Got little fish ears there. I don't know if I like that. I'll paint over that. That's fine. Strawberry one needs red eyes. It represents the fall of capitalism. Okay, fair. We'll give it red eyes then. No worries. Can do that. They have so many fun little details. I'm really enjoying these models. I wasn't there for Vintage Games Workshop or anything, but they feel kind of in that style of like just enough detail, not too much, kind of goofy. The proportions are a lot better than old GW though, to be fair. That might be underselling these models. They're not like gummy the way that some old GW models are. Gummy is the best way that I can describe those old GW models. I don't know how to do it any better, so don't ask me to. So many little accessories for this guy. Right, he's the one with the boots, so I gotta paint his little chocolate boots. A bigger paintbrush would probably work better for that. I think he has little boots anyway. If he doesn't, he does now. It would be really interesting to see how you could paint like a chocolate and vanilla swirl on one of these guys. So hopefully the sculptor keeps making more of them, and then I can buy the new sculpts when they come out, and we can just add to this little ice cream fish world. Ice cream fish world is not a very catchy name, but we'll think of something. There's a lot of people who's really good at puns, who hang out in these discords and things. Someone will think of something. Your jellyfish catadron boys. That sounds really cool. Fish foods are Brexiters. Oh man, see, if we're getting into things like sorbets and gelatos, I don't know if that's still ice cream or if that's technically like something else. You gotta rein it in at some point. Cause like, how do I make fish food as an ice cream distinctive from like Rocky Road or something like that? It's hard to diversify flavor beyond a certain point because most of that just looks like brown with some stuff mixed in. And generally on miniatures, I don't have the level to be able to like accurately paint like shading and texture on a piece of what would be like a chunk of Oreo in something or stuff like that to make it really read as what it would be. Sometimes you just gotta kind of make do. But then you get like little circle things like that. Like that's definitely gonna be like a little cookie or something. Because I can work with the shape that's already there. The Cornetto Cod Collective. Fun fact about Cornetto. We don't have that brand in America. Which is sad, because after, you know, like Shaun of the Dead and stuff, I'd love to have a Cornetto. But my favorite Chinese animated show had Cornetto as their exclusive sponsor. So like I have some of my favorite like animated pretty boys, and they're all just randomly like they live in like ancient fantasy China, but also Cornetto exists in that world canonically because the commercials are they're just integrated into the show and they're animated and it's really funny. So I have all these Cornetto advertisements with like characters from Modao Zushi on them. It's probably one of my favorite weird cross promotions that exists. I love that that is just a part of that show forever now. Yeah. Yeah, they're just drumsticks in America, which isn't as much fun. Hi, Carson. How's it going? How's your night? Are you playing Apex Legends again? I think you had told me you were doing that one time. I've never played that before. That's good. You once had 8 cornettos in 5 days. Fair enough. All right, and we had decided we were going to give the strawberry one red eyes, so let me do that before I forget to. Oh, awesome. You're almost done with that book. Fantastic. Carson and I found out today that a book that was a sequel to Psalm for the Wild-Built came out. Picked it up today. Psalm for the Wild-Built has like a really religiously sounding title, but it's not very religious at all. And the main character is non-binary, and they make friends with a robot, which is like ideal for me because I would love to make friends with a robot. and happen to be non-binary myself, so it's a book that I treasure, honestly. It meant a lot to me to read it, and it's one of my favorites. You should either buy it or rent it from your local library, because libraries are cool, and that's how you can get things without having to pay for them or steal them. Not gonna lie, the red eyes on this strawberry one make it look very scary. Like, he looks angry now. He looks mean. Oh no! I wasn't intending to make him that mean, but that's fine. I'll have a bit of the rage. It's okay. We've all been there. We've all been there. People kept going to the shops and asking me, want anything from the shop? So naturally, exactly, you have to say, Cornetto! And yeah, lots of ice cream, but worth it. Add gloss varnish to the eyes so they will look like cherries. I might go back, actually, and just use Blood for the Blood God, because that's, like, the best. I need this to look like a food color. It's got the right shine on it. Surprisingly, blood effects paint also translates well to the world of painting stuff to look like food. I have thought about it, and I've decided I do want to paint the mint spikes on this crab, so I'm going to. Oh yeah, I did pronounce it wrong for the reference. It's been a while since I've seen Shaun of the Dead. I didn't pull off the best I didn't pull off the best hungover British person impression that I could have. In terms of Edgar Wright films, however, it is Hot Fuzz that is my favorite, which I saw only for the first time last year. My friend showed it to me at his house. I loved it so much, I immediately went home, rented it on YouTube, because at the time, I didn't have a way of, like, going somewhere and getting a copy, and watched it again. I proceeded to watch it several times, and I now own it on DVD. But it's definitely one of my favorite films. I'd always just kind of written it off because of the title. I thought it was dumb, and I also don't like cop films, but this one definitely stood apart and was actually good. Probably one of my top 10 films of all time. Do I like these now that I've started painting them? I don't know that I do. I feel like I gotta do something to give the chocolate area more variety, but this isn't it. You know what? Maybe it is. Maybe I just need to stick with it. I might like it better when they're all painted. We're gonna commit. Your favorite is The World's End? Yeah, I did see World's End as well. I have DVD copies of the Cornetto trilogy. World's End is good. It's definitely, like, tonally slightly different than Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz, but it's a very good film in and of itself. I really like how the end is kind of weirdly optimistic as well. Like, it didn't have to be. If it had ended in a sad way, it still would have been a pretty good film. Just a bunch of lads having a legendary pub crawl and destroying the planet. A classic British story. Have I seen Paul? If that's another Edgar Wright film, no, I have not seen Paul. If that's a reference that I'm missing, I've only seen World's End once, so unfortunately I don't remember all of the jokes in it. Actually, probably fortunately, because that means there's a reason to like go back and watch it again, and then I can get the references. Oh my gosh, Achilles! That was very opinionated from you. Did you guys hear that? Did you hear my cat chime in there with his little alien noises? No, don't step on the computer. Behave yourself, Achilles. Don't bite anything, and don't step on the computer. Think E.T. but for adults? Okay. I could be interested in that. Also, instead of being called E.T., he's called Paul. Yeah, I would think with a movie title like Paul, then probably the alien character is going to be called Paul. Yeah, the more spikes I paint on this, the more I actually like it, so I'm glad I stuck with it. This crab is so special and important to me now, and I don't know why, but I feel very connected to this crab. He's a friend. He's supposed to be an enemy for these fish guys to defeat, but I think maybe he's just misunderstood. He seems more like an alien based on how I've painted him, and now I want to put him in like Stargrave or something. Just make him a crew member. Or what's that new one that Vince was promoting? Space Station Zero, is it? I think. That's the one all the cool kids are gonna start playing. Like when everybody started making gangs for Rain in Hell. I'm not privy to these things ahead of time, so I do not have any planned videos on that subject yet. I haven't even bought the rule set, which I should maybe take a look at, and we'll see. See if that's the kind of game that I'd like. It's pretty inexpensive as far as game rules go, so might as well pick it up. Although after Millennial Model Mayhem's video today on Gamma Wolves, and my recent interest in watching Evangelion for the first time, maybe that's the one to pick up. I joked with him that I need a gang of candy Evas to paint, and then I can play a game of Gamma Wolves with him. The one American guy with the laugh. Oh, I'm sorry that your rad Rain in Hell warband never got used. That's too bad. It really is too bad. I want to build, like, I have my Ashwaste Nomads, right, for Necromunda. Dude, this would be a sick color scheme for the Ashwaste Nomads, like, with the brown and the, mint chocolate. I paint mint chocolate chip too much. We all know this, okay? But it's my favorite ice cream flavor. I might have to do mint chocolate chip Ashwaste Nomads. And do like a candy Necromunda. Because I want to learn how to play Necromunda. And I have like just the base unit troops for the Ashways Nomads. I like just the regular guys. I have. But I want to get the Star Priest. I might get the Dustback Helamites at some point in time. I don't know. Is Necromunda good? Like, from somebody in this chat may have played Necromunda. If you've played it, would you recommend it? Should I build a Necromunda gang? And if so, should they be mint chocolate chip themed? Because I could put that on my vision board of I have an idea board right next to me of all the videos that I'm working on. Or could be working on. All the potential is there. I could add Ashwaste's nomads there. I need to find some way of painting them up, but the more I work on this crap, the more I kind of dig this color scheme, so. It looks fun. Oh god, you're talking about science things. I'm not gonna be able to keep up with that. I ain't know much about science. Destro, I did get your message on Discord, and I will definitely find a way of incorporating that. That is fantastic. I love this so much. Uh, so much. Oh, that's gonna be fantastic. Thank you for making that. All right, I need to grab some water because I'm dying. So let's take a break. Let's take a little intermission. Let's get our I'm going to break notice on the thing. Let's do that. Here we go. All right, I will be right back. Alrighty. Hopefully not too many of you drifted off while I was taking a break. I've got some water now. Hydration is important. Well, okay, for the living anyway, Destro. For the living, hydration is important. And I think I was painting mint green more on the crab. That's where we were. That's what we were doing. He's looking good. Like, I really just dig how weird he looks. He's just a little weird guy. Obviously, this is only the base coat, and I'll have to add in, like, some shading and whatever. So we're probably not gonna finish him today. Or anyone. But, you know, they've all got 3 colors on them now, so... Not that that matters for non-GW miniatures, I guess, but... Technically, they're all tournament legal. Also, technically, I somehow forgot to paint the entire back of his claw. Don't see me hastily remedying that now. That was painted before you looked here. So, are you guys working on any other hobby projects? I know one of you said you were building something, terrain for Necromunda, or had just built terrain for Necromunda. Destro, I think you said you were working on a secret project. I'm trying to remember if anyone else said they were working on something. Looks like I'm not sure I want to do like the spikes around his little crown or not. I think I might just leave those be as they are. I kind of like how this looks, so yeah. Be all the mint details on this guy. So I think I'm gonna paint in the blades of the sword next, because those will all be mint chocolate chip, I think. Right, working on the gobs. You're building a crab monster and converting Alarielle the Ever Queen. Very cool. Finished the lions riding ones, and now starting on the elites. Very cool. I can't remember if I saw any lions, any goblins riding lions, but that's pretty cool. I like the idea of that. This paintbrush it's dead. I have to accept the fact that it's not coming back. It can't be used for any fine detail work anymore. It needs to be retired to the realm of painting other shit. I think I'll give a really simple chocolate handle to this blade. I think that'll look good. Oh man, look at that. We've been streaming for 2 hours and I ain't even noticed yet. You guys have any fun plans for Sunday? I'm meeting up with Lila Mev. I don't know if any of you guys follow her, but gonna get coffee with her. See what she's up to. I think her latest video did pretty good. She was working with AI to create Space Marine color schemes, which turned out pretty cool. If anyone hasn't checked that out, I highly recommend it. I've been very interested in AI art recently. It's just kind of neat and weird and like a new development in the art world, and artists are intimidated by it in a way because it can definitely churn out like art concepts fast and is on average pretty indistinguishable from like what human made art is. Like there's a lot of just interesting talk going on about it, similar to like I think when cameras were first invented and becoming a thing, and people were like, oh well, then why do we even need portrait painters anymore? So it's pretty fascinating to see like a new coming about of that. Personally, I haven't decided how I feel about AI art. Why am I highlighting? I should still be base coding. Apparently I'm highlighting the dark chocolate now on this guy. That wasn't the plan, but it's what I immediately jumped to. Wait till they develop the technology that automatically paints our miniatures for us. That'll be the day. I'll just be able to plug in, paint this knight to look like a croissant, and then I'll get a croissant knight in the end. Save myself some trouble. I say as though I don't absolutely love the process of painting. It's probably one of my favorite ways to pass an evening. Just doing some soothing little painting projects. I'm gonna do the stone on that in like a red color, so. Blocking in where I kind of want the highlights to be. I don't want anything too dramatic because chocolate is one of those materials that if you over highlight, it's just not going to look like chocolate anymore. Which is not the direction that I want this to go, so trying to be a bit more subtle about highlights, but subtlety is not my particular area of expertise. I still have a lot to learn in terms of where to put highlights and how to do things more effortlessly. Or at least make them look more effortless. But yeah. My highlights tend to be pretty painterly and pretty chunky, but I think they get the job done on the whole. Still needs some detail work, and the mint part needs to be highlighted, but he's almost done, which is nice. AI art is definitely interesting, I agree. If I want a croissant, go buy a Necron War croissant. Fair enough. Fair enough. I love the idea that there's a croissant but made exclusively for war. Like, that's very silly. I think the, like, stream of 1930s music that I'm listening to as background music has, like, looped around to the beginning of itself, which is always fun. I'm like, oh man, the hold music turned around. I work customer service on phones, so I've heard just about every type of hold music that you can have out there. They're not all winners, let me tell you. They're not all winners. This guy's gonna have a little peppermint crossbow. Sorry, I zoned out there while I was painting in this candy crossbow. Didn't mean to, but it happened. Hold music has become the bane of your existence. That's fair. I don't blame you for that. It can definitely be, grating. Do you know that, like, because I used to have a job where I had to call out, make a lot of, like, outbound calls to individuals. Some people still have, like, custom answering machine things set up. The best one I ever heard was somebody had, like, a Scooby-Doo one. It was one of the first outbound calls I'd ever made in my career. And I just got a freaking pre-recorded Scooby-Doo message on the other line. It was great. It did not set accurate expectations for how the rest of my job would go. His little candy crossbow. Oh, he looks so cute. Need to do candy blades for these little swords. Even though I think it's technically in a scabbard. Don't see much Scooby-Doo about these days. I don't know. I mean, they made that Scoob movie, like, last year or something like that. I think Scooby-Doo's still plenty popular. I was at my local game store the other day, and they had, like, a Scooby-Doo board game, and it had miniatures of all the, like, classic Scooby-Doo villains as well. I almost bought it, because it looked really fun. But I didn't know if I would ever find a group to play it with. I definitely thought about going back there and getting myself a copy. I may have to. I think it had, like, the scuba diver guy. It definitely had the astronaut guy. I think it had the creepy clown. And, like, if you have HBO Max, they have all the episodes of Scooby-Doo on there. You ordered the Votan Army Box, and you have resisted ordering more. That's fair. That's fair. Did it have the 1,000-volt ghost? Can you describe what that one looks like to me? I don't remember that one offhand. Is that the one from Scooby-Doo and the Cyber Chase? Because this was all, like, the old, original series monsters, not any of the, like, ones from movies or anything like that. Like a bunch of cartoony electricity. And yeah, if that's the one from Scooby-Doo and the Cyber Chase, which it sounds like it is, I don't think they had that one. Let me see, actually. I should be able to look it up. I can tell you for sure. It's one of the old ones. Okay, I'm gonna Google 1,000-volt ghost. Oh, yeah, he's like orange and fuzzy. I don't think they had that one. Let me see. Scooby-Doo board game. I think it was this one. Let me see. Come on, Scooby-Doo, the board game. I think that's what it is. Come on, Scooby-Doo, the board game. Is it? I don't know. It might have been. No, this isn't it. Derails everything just to look up Scooby-Doo board game. It was very new. Let me see if it's on my local game store's website. Just on a random quest, you know, as you do. Okay, yeah, this is it. Let's see. It's got the clown guy, the ghost with chains, the kind of Frankenstein guy. Okay. Yeah, it's got clown, creeper, ghost, Black Knight, witch, ghost diver, Scrappy Doo, spooky space kook, the mystery machine, zombie, and the ghost of Redbeard. And obviously you've got Mystery Inc. as well. But, yeah, no, it does not have the 1,000-volt ghost, unfortunately. Yeah, no 1,000-volt boyo, unfortunately. Sorry about that. No love for the 1,000-volt ghost. I think I'm gonna just paint in some of these other details in chocolate. Yeah, that is a little sad. The minis looked pretty good, though. They were definitely in, like, the sort of plastic action figure sort of space, as opposed to... And they're pre-painted, so... you gotta consider that, I guess, when deciding if that's right for you. But it did just look kind of like a fun board game. Pre-painted, nothing a rattle can can't fix. Fair enough. Fair enough. They weren't like terrible though. They looked pretty decent for obviously for pre-painted figures. But I think it helps that, you know, Scooby-Doo as a cartoon wasn't exactly like a super complex in its art style. A lot of the characters were very, very simplified. And it didn't really have much in the way of shading, so, you know, base coat and you're good is pretty much what you get on pre-painted figures, and makes it pretty accurate to the Scooby-Doo show. Just trying to paint in all of his little sword here. It's so cute. Tiny fish with a tiny sword. There we go. I think after this, just about everything on these guys should be base coated, so I can theoretically move on. I probably will stop after the base coats are done, though, just so that I can close out the stream. It's been going on for a good little while there, so, you know, having fun with it. But I got important animes to watch and cats to feed and all that kind of thing as well. Gotta figure out what happens next in Evangelion. I've been freaking hyped for this show. I'm sure everybody, you know, has already watched Evangelion, because I'm late. I'm late to the hype train in terms of that, but man, is it getting interesting. They tried to capture like a baby angel last episode, which was a bad idea, and of course didn't go according to plan. It didn't go as bad as it could have gone, but God, that was a harebrained idea. They're lucky they didn't die. Yeah, you made it. That's fair. If you haven't watched it, no worries there. Hi, Keegan. How's it going? I mean, we've got some good work done on these guys. Keegan, of course, coming in just as I'm about to end the stream. Sorry. But we worked on painting up some little fish guys. Here we have our mint chocolate chip crab. And he has a sword that's eventually going to be a peppermint sword. Then we have one of the Neapolitan fish, who is the strawberry one. We've got the vanilla one. Actually, his base coat's a bit weak there. Let me touch that up. Let me get you touched up, bro. Oh no, something weird's happening with the paint. That's not good. That's not good. I think I probably need to change my paint water is what's happening. It's very full of paint. I have a painting handle. I could just put this on the paint. I'm gonna put this on the painting handle. I don't know if I just forgot to get that spot or what, but the color on it was looking pretty weak, so get that touched up. I think I'll remove that chocolate there. I don't want that ear to be that dark anymore. Just paint over that. Yep. There we go. So this is the vanilla one. And then we've got the chocolate one. You'll have to let me know which one your favorite is. They're not done yet, and they've got a little ways to go, but they'll get there. I had a blast painting them, and I appreciate all of your suggestions. You think there's some paint on my camera lens? There might be. Hang on. Let me find the lens part of this. Did I get it? I'll take a look. Anyway, thank you very much for joining us. I appreciate it. Your favorite is the minty crab, Lado. That's fair. I hope you have a good rest of your night and a great weekend, and I'll see you all in the next one.